Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Happy Sunday to all of you. Since it's Sunday, I tend to choose topics that are a bit of conspiracy-like. However, today, I don't think we will really be surprised with the title of this video that I have chosen, The Last Great Reset, or maybe The Last Reset. That is the title that has been used by Zachary, who is the content creator who put together a very, very informative video that presents the true history that has been hidden from us. And I came across of many different channels that talk about it, but I decided to present to you this video from this content creator who allowed me to do so, and I thank him so much. Of course, before I play his video, I will show you his YouTube channel, so make sure to subscribe, follow his work, and have an open mind to what he is presenting, because it really is, in my situation, as I look at it, in my opinion, it's really the truth. A lot of it is the truth that has been hidden from us, but we are coming to the knowledge of it now. We have not really been taught any of this for a reason. Another topic that I have for you today will be homeless people are disappearing from the streets of the United States. So what's going on? Where are those people going? There will be a very short interview that I will play for you, just clips from this interview with some man who lives on the street, who is very intelligent, very bright, and he will answer questions from that journalist or from that person who has the YouTube channel that also goes around and asks people what's going on. Are people going missing? Where are those people going? But we're going to start with London and the protest that took place yesterday. I will go into it in a second. Sorry, guys, I have to really mention everyone who donated on PayPal, because otherwise I forget, and I am immensely grateful. So let me say huge thank you to Georgetta, John, another John, and Daniel for your donations. You know how much I appreciate it. Every one of you who watches my videos, hit the thumbs up, subscribes, leave the comments, and supports me financially as far as Patreon, local, super thanks, or PayPal. Really, really helps me and means a lot to me. So let's start with London before we go to those other also very important topics. I will say this: for a number of years, for quite a while, when I was living in the United States, and the end of my presence there, I was considering to move to the UK. UK used to be one of those places, especially London, that I really, really liked. I liked to travel there. I liked to be there. But the more I was going, the more I was seeing how the country has been changing. And it's, of course, all the countries are changing around the world. But I saw the things that I didn't really like, and I felt this was not a good decision. And that was about 3 years ago when I made the decision not to move there. And you know what? I support British people. I support the citizens of UK. And at this moment, I don't care what you think. Oh, they did this, I did that. You know what? There have been under the boot of the government, just like all of us. So let's not be divided anymore by the nationality, because at the end of the day, that's what those so-called powers above it all want us to be divided. I am very, very impressed with the number of people that have been attending the march yesterday that Tommy Robinson has organized. And let me just show you how the media is lying, because this is just beyond. Allegedly, and I believe in this, there was around 1 million, some actually say over 2 million people, if not more, attending that march. So let's just scroll through the comments, well, not through the titles of those videos. Thousands said together. 100,000 attend. Now we're gonna play just the video here to see how many people are there. They are lying literally over here, over 100,000 anti-immigration protesters. There were people from all across the United Kingdom, as well as from other countries, from Australia and many other places. I saw one MP from Poland as well. But let's go, for example, here for a moment, and let's see what they are presenting to us. So they are showing those kind of images that maybe make this crowd look a little bit less in numbers than it really was. And it should not be surprise to any one of us how they are lying. Nevertheless, people appeared. It was impressive, and I am really, really grateful that that took place, because what they can do with the number of people like this, what they can do, well, you know what they can do. They can drop the bomb or do some crazy things, right? What they can do. But then we have another country that may be able to do this in their own country. How they can stop this? I don't think they can stop this. And this movie that I have for you today, this video about the last reset, will actually show you what they have done to control the masses. Let's start with the homeless man who is talking about people disappearing from the streets in the United States. I have 3 parts of this short street interview with this man that I will be choosing for you, so just bear with me. We start with the introduction first, and then we go to 2 more moments from this conversation. So let's take a listen what's going on. This is in Texas. I think it's in Dallas. I think it's in Dallas. Or Houston. Dallas or Houston in Texas. Let's take a listen what he had to say.
Who am I here with?
My name is Norman Robbins, and I'm not your grandpa.
Awesome. I love that.
So do I.
What are you doing at the Republic Square right now?
I came to find a young mentally retarded woman that I was with yesterday, who I gave a bath and gave some clothes to. She's supposed to be sitting right here with one of my bags and a man named Adam.
Norman, are people disappearing?
Not here, as far as I know yet. They are in Houston.
Why are people disappearing in Houston?
They're being sold, sir. They're being trafficked to other countries.
Homeless people?
Yes, absolutely. Some of them are not homeless. They're just in the wrong place at the wrong time, and they become homeless.
That's interesting. Do you mind stepping up a little for me?
Whatever you want.
Norman, did you just come from Houston, or how do you know that?
I got from Houston. I arrived here August the 10th. I arrived in Houston on July 3rd, which was my birthday. Had some business meetings. On July 10th, I was robbed and beaten by some, what I like to call zombies. The Walking Dead is real in Houston, downtown, as it used to be here in Austin in 2021. You can ask the next question, or I can keep talking.
I just ran into a guy whose half his friends just disappeared in the last 2 days.
I believe it.
And that's kind of my main, I think, quest today, is to figure out what's going on. Why are people disappearing?
It's what they're smoking, sir. They call it tune. It's actually been sent to a chemist friend of mine. It's LSD 25 hard. What's being done, as far to the best of my knowledge, it's being dissolved in mineral water. They're buying OG Kush so they can call it OG Kush. They're rolling small joints. They're dipping it in the LSD. They're cutting it into 1/4-inch sections and selling it to people for $5. If you should smoke that whole 1/4-inch, you're taking anywhere from 50 to 100 hits of acid at once. I have seen men older than me fold in half like a paper clip. That same man died 2 nights later. Everybody called him Pops. He had a big gray beard and 2 German Shepherds.
How long you been out on the streets for, sir?
This time, since the 10th of July, when I was robbed in Houston. I've also spent 15 days in jail for the first time in my life. I'm 68 years old. I was arrested by the Austin Police Department.
Okay, so now let's go to the second clip from this interview with this man and what he had to say.
What are you?
68, sir. Born in 1957, July 3rd.
You've seen some stuff.
I've seen it all, except for the invention of the plane and electricity. Everything I've ever seen on a movie is true. Star Trek, when they first came out with flip phones, calling people. My first phone was a Nextel. I thought I was Captain Kirk.
Man, what the things that are going on in the world right now and talking to people like you is exactly what this channel needs.
It's big cities. It's in the middle of every city. They're restricting water flow to the sewer system. They're turning the general public against the homeless. When they restrict water flow in the sewer system, the urine smell and the feces smell stays. It doesn't get washed away. People in Houston are onto it. They have a big Nigerian man who can lift these water main lids. He loves to do it. They lift water mains and they bust them and they run them right down the drain so nobody sees them. And they'll run for hours and hours, and that block will become scent free.
Wow. Why do you think people are disappearing right now?
I know why people are disappearing, because there are people in the world who can afford to buy people and do with them what they want.
And we're at a change in the administration right now. Do you think that has anything to do with it?
No, absolutely not. This is done way bigger. It's done by someone who, if you mess with them, they have no qualms about taking out your whole family.
And you've seen it in real time in Houston.
Yes, sir. I saw it in real time. I hung out with a lady named Alice. She was 26 years old. Her father is a multimillionaire from Cleveland, Ohio. She suddenly disappeared, and 4 days later, my friend Scott got a phone call from her. She was at home in Cleveland. She had been in Liberia. Her father paid $1 million to buy her back.
Man, wow. That's just basically ransom, right?
No, that was the purchase price. She was property.
I think many of you are not surprised what you just heard, and I will return to this man before I end this video. So let's go to some history lesson. Please approach this with an open mind if you have never ever came across any information that you're going to witness in this video. I know many of you have and have a lot of knowledge. You can share it in the comments. Many of you can add a lot of more details to the story. And we're going to dive into this, I believe, as I keep going with my YouTube channel, bit by bit, trying to find the truth. So let's take a listen. Let's take a look at a great video that in 5 minutes presents to us how they took something that humanity was given for free, took advantage of it, put people under their boot, lied about everything that took place, hidden from us an entire period in history that existed. They wiped out from the history entire civilization, very advanced one, just so they could so-called run the world. Let's take a listen, let's take a look. 5 minutes long video.
Before the hum of machines, before the glow of neon lights, there was balance. The energy systems worked with nature, not against it. The earth breathed in rhythm with the sun, the wind, and the water. Energy flowed not from wires or burning coal, but from the planet itself, pure, abundant, and alive. The Earth's natural energy grid flourished and was fully active. All civilizations followed the rhythm of the planet, guided by the sky, powered by the pulse of nature. We thrived in harmony, drawing from what was given from the universe, fully connected to the Earth's grid. But then it changed after the catalysms. Volcanoes, mudfloods, and the waters rose. The climatic changes covered the planet, destroying the ecosystems, creating mass migration for all civilizations. Nowhere was safe. The old world cities crumbled and fell into ruin, leaving society to collapse. All the churches, chapels, and cathedrals were repurposed. These sanctuaries of healing were raptured by corrupted religions. They sat in the shadows, ready to seize their moment, waiting for when humans were at their weakest for their chance to take full control of humanity. They took the old buildings from the old world and kept them as trophies of their winnings, relics to their own evil. The world fairs celebrated their achievements, allowing them to display their material power. They had won and brainwashed humanity into their slavery. All ancient technology and knowledge of free energy was hidden and suppressed. All civilizations were reset, fitting their new world order. Anyone who didn't comply to their new world was thrown in a mental asylum for reconditioning, reprogramming, with most never making it out. Old energy systems reformatted into wires and created so humans had to pay to live on the planet. They saw humans as their farm animals, pretending they cared, when actually they saw us as nothing more than animals that needed to be herded, controlled, and silenced, so they could serve their power, domination, and demonic control, with the dark entities convincing them they would be rewarded for their evil actions. They put us through the industrial age, convincing us this was development and this was progression, when really we were only building their world, tricked into believing this was for our benefit, when this was only shaping our consciousness to fit their own desires. The broken families and orphans repopulated the planet, creating anxiety, pain, and worry at a base level, starting their new world so we could be developed, shaped, and molded into how they wanted. Humanity had been left to ruin and evolve on its pain, to understand its own suffering. But this had happened in many cycles before, where we had reached a higher state of human consciousness, but we couldn't go any further. So it had to be reset. But this time, they were not able to stop it. There was no way they could control the rise in this consciousness, and it could only be reset through their technology. The reset happened again, but this time it was different. We had the technology, we had the knowledge, we had the power, but they had everyone wired in, and they just pulled the plug. But as so many relied on this technology, the networks fell, the machines went silent, and so many fell with it. The satellites burned like falling stars. All financial systems were gone. There was nothing anyone could do. This was the beast system, and it was made to be reset. So what is left after the world has been reset and the old systems have dissolved away? We are left with each other, with yourself, communities. Many chose to ignore the self and got stuck to believing the mainstream narratives, but they were only brought down in the collapse. No one could have imagined a world like this was ahead. We had only seen it in the sci-fi films, but it was real, and this is where we are now.
So, very well put together video, documentary, I would say. And just so you know, many of those clips that you have seen were actually original clips that survived. And this was not all of it, of course. Not all of it was artificial intelligence. So a lot of clips that you were able to see were the real ones. Now, I want to say officially thank you to Zachary, who is, you can see Zachary Denman. I subscribe to his channel. I think he's doing fantastic work, and I highly recommend you to follow his work. Thank you so much, Zachary, for allowing me to present this video to my audience, because it's time to wake up, isn't it? It's time to wake up. So I think what we're gonna do today, we just will end this video, guys, with few words from this gentleman who at this moment finds himself on the street in the United States. What message he has for all of us. Let's take a listen, and just give me a moment here.
For anyone experiencing blurry vision,
Spread a message with the world, what would it be?
Get down on your knees. Thank God that you're here. The world is changing, and it's what we've waited for. There is no tomorrow. Today is the day. Live in the moment. No matter what you do, what people think about you is none of your business. If you are good with the Lord, you are good.
Very wise words. I will attach the links down below in the description box. And I just want to say a few things. I happen to love beauty. I love to travel, and I love to go to places that have old buildings, beautiful architecture, museums. And for a very long time, I thought the reason for it is because I believe, actually I know, I have a deep inner knowing that I am an old soul that have experienced things, that I remember places, I remember eras in time, and I remember even experiences. I experienced a lot of very I will make another video about it. Very deep memories that I have that go back far, far, far back. But what I want to say is my desire to be surrounded by beautiful places. That's why I tell you guys, for me, when I spend money that I feel I don't regret spending ever, even though it can cost sometimes, is when I travel. When I travel, when I can go inside those buildings, look at the beautiful stained glass windows, look at the art, feel the energy that still resides there, even though they try to suppress it or remove it completely. Just think about Notre Dame, right? And when I was coming across, when I was coming across those topics, a while back already, how they literally removed the entire civilization from the history, it all started to make sense, you know. When you think about Nikola Tesla and his technology, the free energy, and in the time when he was there receiving that again, being able to implement this in the world, it was the time when JP Morgan and many others, or Edison, were in power, and they suppressed him, right? So I think it's really important to appreciate beauty, to keep it still alive, to keep it still presence. And that, in my opinion, is not just the architecture, is not just the art, but is also the way how you choose to, because it's a choice, how you choose to carry yourself. It's the way how you dress, and I'm not talking about spending incredible amounts of money, because you can look great with not spending too much. It's how you put things together. It's the self-respect, it's the energy, and it's also the overall presentation and experience of those who are around you. And you know, maybe I should make another video one day, because I don't know if you know that every fabric, and I worked for many years in the fashion industry, do you know that every fabric of natural fabrics, they have a certain frequency, like they have, everything has vibration. But what I'm trying to say is that, for example, pure linen, or pure cotton, or pure wool, or alpaca, or cashmere, or silk, those materials, I'm talking strictly now about fashion, right? They carry certain energy, and those fabrics are actually healing for your body. So when you now look at the fashion industry, for example, this is not just about the buildings and the cars and, you know, the objects. Look at the clothing and the industry. So the fabric that you have on your body that is the closest to you is the fabric that can lift your energy up. Actually, it can recharge your energy, or it can diminish it. It's absolutely true. And this is so fascinating. Now, when you look at all those yoga pants and Lululemon, and many of you know what I'm talking about. It's a brand known in Canada and the US. I think actually it's in Europe now in some of the places. But all those very plasticky feeling outfits, they are actually making you sick in a long run. And that movie, that video that I presented to you, that was showing the energy, it's not just coming from the towers of those cathedrals and, you know, the organs that play the music. And I think many of you know that those organs, the name organs of the instrument that is placed in those cathedrals, in those buildings, it's named that way because each of those, I don't know how to say it in English, of those notes, okay, that goes through that, I'm sorry, pipe, I don't know how you call it. This construction of organs represents a healing for each organ in your body. So that's the name, the organs, because when you hear the music, the organs playing in church or cathedral, you are actually being surrounded by the healing energy, and each one of those tones activates a healing process. It's very healthy for your organs, for your body. So I know many of you know what I'm talking about, because when you hear it, very often you feel like you want to cry, you want to release some tension, and you're healing, your energy is cleansing. It's like detox. So I know it's Sunday, so it's a different video, everyone, but I think it's important for all of us not just to look at the politics, and that's what they want you to do, is just to get like really narrow-minded. It has to be this way or this way or this way. We have to really step away from all of it and look at the big picture. What they have done before, I don't know how many times, but that's another stage now, that this reset that they want to do is the AI reset, right? Is the modern technology reset that has really nothing to do with modern technology, because we've been there before and we had access to all of it for free. But they, of course, wanted to monetize it. They wanted to have control, more wealth, because those are very low vibrational beings, creatures that do it. That's why they do it, because they don't operate from this higher level of consciousness. Anyway, guys, I hope you're still here with me watching what I'm saying. Thank you so much for spending this 30 minutes with me today and listening to my spiel at the second part of this video. I very much appreciate you guys, your presence with me here. You have no idea how much I am grateful for my audience and for this channel. I will be emotional sometimes because I keep on going, but when you stop and you think about it, it really means a lot that I have people who are actually really, really supportive and interested in what I'm about to present to you, who trust me, who value my opinion, and who support me. So thank you so much. If you appreciate the content, make sure to hit the thumbs up and subscribe to my channel and leave the comments down below. Share your knowledge with everyone else. And if you choose to support me, you know what to do. The best way is to become my Patreon supporter. That's monthly support, or locals as well. Or you can simply donate on PayPal or become the member of this channel. And that's it, everyone. Lots of love. And remember, we are the leading edge again. And we are saving humanity. And I see you in another video. Bye, guys.